Hello, this is Julie from Technique Tuesday, and today I'm showing you how I colored this fun card using Distress Oxide inks, watercolors, and our new Greenhouse Society stamp set, the Hyacinth. I'm using squeezed lemon, twisted citron, peeled paint, and wild honey for the background piece. I'll clear things away and put down some color. Just laying down a nice strip of each ink on my waterproof work surface. I spritz it with a bit of water to make sure that the ink is fluid enough to mix on my paper. And I'll just lay this down on the ink and see what I get. I'll blot it a couple more times to fill in spaces and then on to the next one. I did 4 and I chose my favorite. Now to clear things away again and clean the surface before I pull out the stamping stuff. I have the Greenhouse Society Hyacinth already in my MISTI, and we'll place my chosen card down and fasten it in with magnets. Add some waterproof ink to the stamp, flip, squish, and voila! Now I'm going to tape it down to my little board just to keep it flat and stable. Now for the watercolor part. I'm using Daniel Smith watercolors in yellow, orange, and green shades, and I've already got them added to my half pans. And I've got my water pen and a paper towel for blotting. Instead of going straight for the watercoloring, I'm going to go through and remove color from behind the stamped image. I just put a bit of water down on the paper, and then I use my paper towel to pick up both water and ink. This seems to work better with a freshly made background than it does with a fully dried background. Color just comes up more easily. You can see how dramatic that color changes with the leaves. It's pretty amazing. And once that's done, I get to start in on the watercoloring. I'm not putting down more water before I do this just because I've just done that. So the paper is already slightly moist, and that's enough for me. I'm adding the orange color to the flowers in varying intensities, and I'll use a little bit of yellow as well, adding it to the tips of the flowers for just a little bit of extra variation. And I started on the green a little bit too early, so I'll use my heat gun to dry the flowers. Putting down a new color right next to wet color, especially a color as wet as that was, just gets you a muddy mess, as the colors will just run together on the page. On a small piece like this, you can wait between colors or use a heat tool like this. On a larger piece, often there will be an area that's already dry, so you can move to that. Like here, I could have worked on the green leaves first. I'll use a couple of different greens, sap green and cascade green, as well as a tiny bit of the orange mixed in to dull the color a tiny bit for some depth. I'll also use some yellow for the tips for a little bit of highlight. And there we go. I think I'm done. I hope you enjoyed watching and that you learned something you can use on your next project. Have a great day.